So that is why if we are looking at a particular vector whose angle with the x-axis is something between 180 and 270, so when we write an angle of something like 210, for example, it means anti-clockwise angle of 210. So that's equivalent to a negative angle or a clockwise angle of 360 minus that much. Okay, so that's the sign convention that we use for the Cartesian xy coordinate system, that when we write an angle with positive sign, it means anti-clockwise angle, and when we write it with negative sign, it means clockwise. So that's why something between 180 and 270 is in the third quadrant like this. Now for this vector which is lying in the third quadrant, you can clearly see that the x component is also negative and the y component is also negative. Okay. So immediately, the moment we are talking about third quadrant, it means that both the components ax and ay are negative, which means that both the quantities sine theta and cos theta will become negative. Okay, so here in the diagram you can see that this will be your x component, which will be negative. This will be your y component, which will be negative. This is ax, this ey, which is also negative. Okay, now we can calculate ax and ay. So remember, the formula of ax is a cos theta, the formula of ay is a sin theta. Now we can calculate the values by making use of this triangle over here. So if we make use of this triangle, we can label this time this angle can be labeled as beta. Okay, and we can see that for this right angle triangle, cos beta is base upon hypotenuse, so it is mod of ax divided by a, and sine beta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, so that is mod of ay divided by e. Okay, so now since we know that ax and ay are negative quantities, this means that ax will become minus of a cos beta and ay will become minus of a sin beta, where from the diagram you can clearly see what is beta. Beta is one theta minus 180 degrees. Now, this whole thing is theta, so beta is just that much minus 180 degrees, so beta is this thing. Okay, so now what happens is, if you compare this first equation with this equation here, so you're getting that cos theta is minus cos beta, so that is minus of cos theta minus 180. And if you compare this equation with this, you're getting that sine theta is becoming minus of sine beta. So this time sine is also negative, as you can see. In the second quadrant, sine was positive and cos was negative. Now in the third quadrant, what is happening? Both sine and cos are negative. So this becomes your relevant formula for the third quadrant. Okay. And from this you can also see that, so therefore for third quadrant, the formula is becoming that sine theta is minus sine theta minus 180. Cos theta is minus cos theta minus 180. And tan theta therefore becomes positive because it's the ratio of these two. Okay. So the third quadrant's property is that sine and cos are negative, whereas tan is positive. So that's part of your ASTC rule. All sine, tan, cos, that rule. And these become the formulae. These three formulae are the formulae that we use for calculating sine, cos, tan whenever theta lies in this range, that is, it's in the third quadrant. Yeah, because see, you're applying trigonometry over here. Why we have taken mod? Because look at this triangle. When we are working out this triangle separately, so you can see for this triangle, this side length is not ax because ax is a negative quantity. It is mod of ax. This side length is not ay because ay is a negative quantity. It is mod of ay, and this is mod of a. Okay. So now what is mod of ax? It is nothing but minus ax. What is ax? It is nothing but minus of mod ax, like that. Okay, so that's the one thing we have to be careful about, that ax and ay are scalar quantities which have algebraic sign, positive or negative. Whereas when you are applying trigonometry, the side length of a triangle, length cannot be a negative quantity. Length itself is a magnitude quantity. So it is mod of ax. So it's a very relevant and good question you've asked, and this is the answer to it. That. So again, you understand the logic of this very clearly from vector algebra, that why in the third quadrant we have this formula. So for example, if I ask you to calculate sine of, let us say, 225 degrees. Okay. So you'll understand that 225 is in between 180 and 270. So it's in quadrant 3. So you'll apply this formula that, yes, that's correct. Correct answer. This will be minus of sine 225 minus 180. So it will become minus of sine 45 degrees. So it will be minus 1 by root 2. So this formula, where it comes from? It comes from this logic. A is magnitude of the vector A. Always from the beginning, we have taken the magnitude of the vector A in short form as capital A. So capital A does not have sign plus or minus, but the components ax and ay have sign. So this is something you have to remember about the definition of component algebra, that the components are scalar quantities which have magnitude, which have algebraic sign plus or minus. Whereas the magnitude of a vector cannot have an algebraic sign, it's just the magnitude itself. So it's a mod quantity. Yes, Devashri, I'll discuss that also. Not exercise 2. Exercise 2 I will discuss after doing dot product. Okay. But exercise 1 doubts, yes, I will discuss. Exercise 2 in class I will discuss after some time. Just wait a little bit till we come to dot product. But I can always send you some explanations for the doubts that you have if you've done exercise 2 questions. Yeah, let's finish the vectors part first, then kinematics you can discuss with Hemant sir also, because anyway I think you'll discuss, but you can always send me the doubts, no problem. I'll help you out with kinematics also. Okay, and finally let's come to quadrant 4. So theta in fourth quadrant. Okay. So that means, yeah, Harsh, whatever doubt you have, just send me a text message. So the fourth quadrant situation will look like this. This angle is theta. Oh, you've not written. Okay, we'll come back to this. Let's finish writing this down first. Okay, so have you finished writing this down, Raj? Okay, so let's move on to fourth quadrant now. So for example, we have a situation now. So you can clearly see in that this case, the x component will be positive, whereas the y component will become negative. Right. So in this quadrant, in fourth quadrant, what happens is that ax is positive, which itself means that cos theta will be positive, whereas ay is negative. So that itself means that sine theta will be negative. And cos is positive and sine is negative means, of course, tan theta, which is the ratio of these two, will be negative. So fourth quadrant, it is cos which is positive. So that's the logic of that. And now further, as far as formula is concerned, so this time for this one, this triangle here. So in this triangle, you take this angle here is beta. So you can see that you can write beta as 360 minus theta. Okay, and you can see that ax upon a is cos beta because ax is positive. Okay, whereas mod of ay upon a is sine beta because ay is negative. Okay. So now you compare your first equation and your second equation with this concept that, okay, so compare this with this, so you get ax, which is e cos beta is equal to e cos theta. So you can see that cos theta, whereas you compare your second equation with this one, minus of a sine beta is a negative quantity. So it will be minus of a sine beta, and that is equal to a sine theta minus of sine beta. So that is, okay, this is minus of sine 360 minus theta. So in general, your third quadrant formula, sorry, your fourth quadrant formula, the formula becomes sine of theta is negative of sine, but cos of theta is positive of cos 360 minus theta, and by their ratio, tan theta is negative of tan 360 minus theta. So these three become our form fourth quadrant. Yeah. If I want to calculate cos of 315 degree, that will become positive of cos 360 minus 315. So it will be cos 45. So it will be positive of 1 by root 2. But I want to calculate, let's say, sine of 300 degrees. That will become minus 60 degrees. That will be minus root 3 by 2. So these kind of formula. So this is the nice way to understand the working of trigonometry in four quadrants. Yeah, Harsh, just note down the formula, and as we practice more, you'll understand this. In the fourth quadrant formula, as we have done for second and third quadrant. So just as you write this down, you'll understand. So fourth quadrant में जब वेक्टर होता है, क्या होता है? You can see y component negative है ना? So that is why we are writing mod of ay upon a is this sine beta. So ay itself will become what? Ay will become negative of a sine beta on a is cos beta. So ax is directly a cos beta. Then you are comparing this formula with this one, so you are getting this relation. You're comparing this formula with this one, so you're getting this relation. So that's how you're getting that sine is negative, cos is positive, and therefore it is ASTC. Yeah, we can write as 270 plus 30 also, but then it will become minus cos 30 instead of, so like in second quadrant also we can write something as 90 plus another angle instead of 180 minus something. So like that in fourth quadrant we can write something as 270 plus something. I would prefer you to know this by this formula. Here sine and cos doesn't get interchanged. Okay, practice of actual vectors questions. So this is a direct application of what we learned. The magnitude of the vector and theta, the angle of vector A with respect to the x of this. Okay. So in the first one, this so start sending me your answers. Harsh, you can write that down later. First, start working on this question. Yeah, so first one, at least somebody got the answer yet. Magnitude and angle, two things you have to just give me the answer. Just send me the text message with the answers, please. Yeah, Bhavesh, correct for the first one. You can also give the angle as 270 degrees, but your answer. Okay, let me quickly just give you some hint about how to working this. You can see if nothing else is working out for you now, you can just draw the vectors. Draw the vectors in some xy plane. For example, this second one, yeah. Okay, now for example, this second one, 2 root 3 I cap minus 2 j cap. Okay, so if we draw the components, they will look like this. X component is positive, 2 root 3. So So the vector itself will be like this. This will be this vector. Now you can see this is the angle theta we are talking about, or we can also write it as this. Okay. So you can see that the magnitude of this vector okay, so that will become 4 such that now you can see that tan beta is perpendicular upon base. So therefore theta is how much? 330 degrees. Okay. So for this one, the magnitude of the vector is 4 and theta is 330 degrees, or you can write it as minus 30 degrees. So that's your answer. Yes, Bhavesh, correct for the third one. Bhavesh, your second and third are both correct. So like this, the others also please try and work out this question, okay? This question is for you to work out yourself, each and every part. I've just given one how to work Yeah, Harsh, we got the value of beta from trigonometry here. Yeah, just it's very simple. Perpendicular upon base is tan theta. यहाँ पे जो ये वाला ट्राइंगल है इसमें आप ट्रिग्नोमेट्री यूज करो ना. इसका बेस कितना है, ये वाला लेंथ है. ओके, सो ये एंगल अगर आपका बीटा है, ये वाला एंगल, सो tan बीटा क्या होगा? इट इज परपेंडिकुलर अपॉन बेस. सो दैट्स हाउ वी गॉट दिस. Yeah, Bhavesh, fourth one is correct. Fourth one is correct. Anyway, I'm putting up some of the answers. Now you try to work this out. So in this, the magnitude of the vector is 20 and the angle theta is 270 degrees, or you okay, so these are the answers of the first two. Now next one, this should be 5 root 2 and the angle should be 225 degrees. Okay, so this one is in third quadrant, this one is in fourth quadrant, this one is in third quadrant again. I mean in between third and fourth, you can say. This one is in second quadrant because cos is negative and sin is positive. So work it out quickly what we'll get for this. And this one is in first quadrant. This one is the easiest of the lot. This one is in first quadrant. नहीं जय, fourth वाला जो है ना, it is in second quadrant. So the angle cannot be like that. Bhavish, your answer was correct for the fourth one. No, Yash, I'm not receiving any messages from you. Apart from this message, this is the first one I received. If you're having lag in audio, just try and disconnect and connect again, okay? Okay, so this one you should be getting magnitude of the vector A as 20, and the angle you should be getting should be 143 degrees. And similarly, the fifth and final one, you should be getting magnitude of the vector A as 5 and the angle as 53 degrees. Okay. So just keep in mind that sine 37 is 3 by 5, which is the same thing as cos 53, and cos 37 is 4 by 5, which is the same thing as sine 53. Okay. This comes from the 3, 4, 5 right angle triangle where this is 37 degrees. So I've told you before also, this is an important right angle triangle to remember. So make sure you're clear about that. Okay, so let's quickly understand all of these. Okay, now we had considered one of the vectors. Second one I drawn for you here. Third one, let's see. Minus 5 I cap, minus 5 j cap. So this was the third one. So you have to just follow that simple principle I told you. Draw the components first. See, ऐसे देखेंगे. So the vector itself will now become this. This is the vector here. And this is the angle theta. Okay. So now if you label this angle as beta, you can see this side is 5, this side is 5. So magnitude of the vector okay, and theta you can see is 180 plus beta, where that's it. This is how you do this question. Nothing much to it, it's very straightforward. Okay. Now, likewise, the fourth question. The vector given to us was minus 16 I cap plus 12 j cap. Okay, so let's see how that one looks here. So let me write this as some other vector. So this vector will look like this. Minus 16 I cap, 12 j cap. So the vector itself is this one. Okay. And this angle is theta. So if we take this angle here as alpha, see that. Okay. And theta will be 180 minus alpha, where you can see tan alpha, you can see in this triangle, tan alpha is alpha is 37 degrees. So theta is I've just changed the name of the vector to B so you don't confuse with third and fourth. So this is the method in general. Okay. Now like that, the last one was, let's say, this vector C, 3 I cap plus 4 j cap. So you can see when you draw that vector here, it looks something like this. Such that this component is 3 I cap and this component is 4 j cap, and this angle is the theta we're talking about. So this vector D now has a magnitude of 5. You can see the tan theta here 4 by 3. So that means Okay, people, so hope this question is fully clear. Okay, good. So now let's move on to some of the doubts from the discussion of the test. So just a moment, I'll share the test paper. Okay, so let's start with the first question in the vector set. Okay, so I think this one is pretty easy. So basically, you have to understand that this, and then this means that magnitude of the first one is 10, magnitude of the second one is 30 root 2, and the angle between them is 45 degrees. Okay, or if you're drawing a diagram, this is S1 and something like this is S2. So E angle 45 degrees towards northeast. Okay, this is 10 and this is 30 root 2. Now you have to find this thing. This is the resultant of S1 plus S2. So for that you can use this formula now. Okay, so just substitute that here. ऐसा हो जाएगा. So when you calculate this, this will come out to be so that is why this will be your correct answer. This is a fairly straightforward question, direct application of triangle law formula. Okay, people, any doubt in this question? Is clear fully? Okay, good. Now let's move on to the next one. So second question is fairly obvious. You should get it from we have explained here only. Just see this. If A plus B is 0, that means B is minus of A. So B is of minus of A मतलब उनके बीच एंगल कितना होगा, 180 डिग्रीज होगा. Okay. Or if you think geometrically, you can think like this, that if you're saying A plus B is 0, that means if this is the vector A, then the vector B should be like this. Bring you back here. So B is minus of A. So they are anti-parallel vectors, or they are opposite in direction. So that means theta is 180 degrees. Okay, now try out the third question yourself. Abhi just we have done a similar exercise just now. Just try this. Yes, that's correct. Very good, beta. Siddharth, correct. Good. Yes, that's correct. So A is the correct answer. Very good. 150 degrees hoga, because as you can just very easily draw this and verify. You can see that this is your xy plane. Then this vector is having negative root 3 I cap as one component, and j cap as the other. So the vector itself is like this. This is the vector key. So we have to find this angle. You can find this angle by first finding this angle. So tan beta you can see is 1 by root 3, because this side is 1 and this side is root 3. So beta is 30 degrees. So that means, coming back to this, theta Okay, now try out this question. This fourth one. So I'll tell you what to do in fourth question in case you haven't done. ये जो condition लिखा हुआ है, इसका meaning क्या है? Meaning of this is that this. So what does this actually mean? Is that cos theta is equal to 0. That means they must be perpendicular to each other. So it's not necessary that A is equal to B in magnitude, but it is necessary that they are perpendicular. And definitely perpendicular vectors cannot give this. Okay, and perpendicular means they cannot be parallel. Okay. This may or may not be the case. So, which of the following must be correct, पूछा है. So when it's saying must be correct, this will also not be correct because this may or may not be. Like this. But this must be. Okay, Bhavesh, we'll check that out if it's repeated. Now, what about this next one? That's fine. Okay, now what about this one? This condition a plus b plus c is equal to 0. It means that c is minus of a plus b. This step only that I will this. So it means that magnitude of c is magnitude of a plus b. This. Okay. So then that is just by the triangle law formula. So this becomes a bit. So fifth question is clear, I hope. Let's come to the sixth one. Okay. So for this type of a question, you can quickly draw a vector diagram to understand. So see what it is saying, that the resultant is perpendicular to A. Okay. So that means if this is the vector E, then the resultant sum must be the one which is perpendicular. So this must be the resultant of A plus B. So that means the vector B in this diagram must be this one. So vector B is the hypotenuse. Okay. And plus it is given that A is to B is 1 is to 2. Okay. So if A has a magnitude x, let's say B will have a magnitude of 2x. So what about the magnitude of R? So we have to find the angle between A and B. So that is this angle. To find this angle theta. Okay. So for that you can start with the interior angle. Say this is alpha. So you can see that cos alpha is 1 by 2 based upon hypotenuse. So that means alpha is 60 degrees. So therefore theta is how much? It's 120 degrees. So this is the easiest way of doing the question. I'll also show you the algebraic way of solving it, but the geometrical method is easier because you're dealing with right angle triangle. Okay, don't worry, yes, it's okay. All these tests are for you to make mistakes only, so that you make all the mistakes in these tests. Don't make the mistake in the final exam. Let's look at this algebraically. So let us say, suppose magnitude of A is x, then magnitude of B is 2x. Okay, so then tan alpha is B sin theta upon A plus B cos theta. So here R is perpendicular. So इसका मतलब क्या है, that alpha is 90 degrees. So what that means here is that tan alpha is undefined. Okay. So undefined का मतलब क्या हो गया, that tan alpha must be some quantity divided by 0. The denominator must be 0. So this must be B sin theta upon A plus B cos theta. So this means that, so tan alpha is undefined. इसका मतलब क्या है, ये जो denominator है, this should be 0. Only then tan alpha will become undefined. Okay, so that means A plus B cos theta must be 0. So x plus 2x cos theta must be 0. So cos theta must be minus half. Okay. Now you go back to your trigonometry. Okay, you know that cos of 60 is half. Therefore cos of 180 minus 60 is minus half. So that means cos of 120 degrees is minus half. So that means here theta is, so it's a lot lengthier and a lot of chances for you to make mistakes by using this method compared to the geometrical method, but this is how we solve it using algebra. Okay, good. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, now इसको देखो हम कैसे कर सकते हैं, that you want to show that the resultant of A and B, yeah, very good, that's correct beta. So you want to show that the resultant of A and B is along the y-axis. Okay, that means if you redraw this diagram, it means that it should be like this. My vector E is like this, let's say. Okay. Wait a minute. So my vector E is like this. Its magnitude is unknown, but I know that this angle is 53 degrees. I want to do A plus B. So I'll pick up this vector and place it here now. So my second vector B, place it here. this is of magnitude 12, and now the resultant of A and B should be along the y-axis. So resultant of A and B is this one. This is the resultant of A plus B. Not cross product, but yes, Avinashi. So if this is along the y-axis, this was the x-axis, that means here this angle should be 90. So this angle is 90. So that's it. Now you have to find this magnitude. So this angle is 53. Okay. So you can see that cos 53 degrees is base upon hypotenuse. So basically in this diagram, you just place A over here. So instead of this, you place A over here. This angle is 53 degrees. Then your A plus B should become this vertical line. So then your resultant is along the y-axis. So this triangle only I have redrawn over here. हाँ, ये वाले टेस्ट में क्या था ना, मैक्सिमम क्वेश्चंस हमको ज्योमेट्रिकल मेथड से करना था, बिकॉज वी जस्ट स्टार्टेड द कंपोनेंट अलजेब्रा, सो आई डिडंट एक्सपेक्ट यू टू सॉल्व बाय कंपोनेंट मेथड, एक्सपेक्ट यू टू सॉल्व बाय द ज्योमेट्रिकल मेथड. So geometrical method mostly is about either visualizing the triangle or applying the triangle law formula ना. अगर algebra यूज करना है तो triangle law का formula यूज करना है, root of a square plus b square, that one. और otherwise अगर visualize करके करना है तो geometry of the triangle has to be visualized. This was the two things which were tested. Okay, so hope this is clear, people. Okay, moving on to the next 8th question now. Okay. So here actually we have to just use like basic concepts of addition. So if your vector p is like this, 12 I cap plus 12 j cap, the vector q is 2 I cap plus 4 j cap, and the vector s is minus 2 I cap. Now I want to find out the sum of all of these. So p plus q plus s. Let's say this is the vector r. So just add up all of these. So we are just calculating now. We're calculating the sum of all of these. So this will become the addition of all of these. So that is 12 plus 2 minus 2 I cap plus 12 plus 4 plus this one doesn't have a y component. So that's so this is becoming 12 I cap plus 16 j cap. So our resultant vector, which is the sum of p and q and s, is this. So magnitude of the resultant vector is root of, okay, so that's 20. So that is only your this. Now this is mod of r only. That is 20. Yeah, Devashri, I'll come to that. Don't worry. I will solve all the doubts. Don't worry. Each and every question that you have doubts in, whether it is exercise 1 or assignment number 3 or assignment number 2 or whatever, or the test paper, I'll solve each and every one. So just little bit of patience. In case I'm not able to solve all your doubts in the class today, you can always send it to me on WhatsApp after the class. I'll help you with some of the questions. Maybe you can complete it before the next class then. Okay, so anyway, hope this question is done, people. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, now this is direct use of triangle law formula. Okay, so in case you haven't done this question, just try to understand what the question is saying first. Okay, then we'll discuss. Okay, Devashri, I'll go through it. So for this question, we have to just remember that concept that if theta is 90 degrees, cos 90 being 0, magnitude of a plus b becomes root of a square plus b square. If theta is less than 90 degrees, that is, it's an acute angle, then cos theta is positive. So mod of a plus b becomes greater than root of a square plus b square. No? Because you know that the formula of mod a plus b is the triangle law formula. So in the case of acute angle, this term here is a positive term. You know? So if it's positive, this whole thing is greater than root of a square plus b square. But on the other hand, if we are dealing with a situation where theta is between 90 and 180, then we know that cos theta is a negative quantity. So then what happens? This is negative. So under the square root, you know it's a square plus b square plus negative something. So it's less than that. No? So mod of a plus b becomes less than root of a square plus b square. So this is the concept you have to use in this question. Now in the question below, you can see that if a is this and this b is this, then root of a square plus b square कितना होगा? Okay, so it's 13. Okay, so your root of a square plus b square is in fact equal to 13. So what that is telling us is that it's giving us an idea that each of these cases is telling us if theta had been 90, then it would have been 13. If theta is less than 90, then this is greater than 13. If theta is obtuse, then what is happening? It's less than 13. So here, this is given to us as 10. So from that you can see that mod of a plus b is less than 13. In other words, mod of a plus b is less than square root of a square plus b square. So that means it's falling in this category. Okay. So therefore theta is an obtuse angle. Must be an obtuse angle. It cannot be an acute angle. It cannot be 90 degrees. Okay. So It must be obtuse. So again, this is a very critical kind of question. The application of the triangle inequalities. Okay. So please make sure you understand this explanation properly. Ask me if there's any doubt. Yeah, yes, you can do that also. So you just found out the value of cos theta, no? And it came out to be a negative quantity. So if cos theta is negative means it's an obtuse. So that's a slightly more lengthy approach, but you can do that. You can solve it that way also. So you can use directly this formula. So in this you put this as 10 and put this side as 12 square plus 5 square plus whatever 2ab cos theta. Now solve. So when you solve this, you get cos theta as negative. So the moment you get cos theta as negative, but as you would have realized in this test also that time is pretty precious in the test. So if you can do something with less solving and with just analysis, then it's to benefit for you, है ना? So for next time you remember that अगर मुझे mod A और mod B दिया हुआ है question में, है ना? And from that I can quickly check whether this value of mod A plus B is less than or greater than root of A square plus B square. Then from that I can easily tell whether it is obtuse or acute and all that. Okay. Now this question, the resultant of the three forces is zero. Okay. And you have to find this. So this again you will use triangle law, but you'll have to use triangle law little indirectly. So what you'll have to say is that here, this statement that the resultant of the three forces is zero, इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? ये statement का मतलब हो गया कि F1 vector sum with F2 vector sum with F3 is zero. So that means F3 is negative of F1 plus F2. So that means magnitude of F3 is equal to magnitude of F1 plus F2. Because when you take mod on both sides, that minus sign goes away. Okay. So this is root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos theta. Now in the diagram, you can see that this angle is the theta that we are talking about. It's the angle between the two, F1 and F2. So theta is 60 degrees. F1 is 5. F2 is 5. So you substitute all this data here. All this you substitute here and you'll get this as 5 root 3 आ जाएगा. Because cos 60 is half. Okay, so hope this question is clear, people. Okay, next let's move on to this one. You can see this is also pretty straight. Yeah, but only thing is, Bhavesh, this is a vector equation, है ना? Then vector sum of f1 plus f2 is minus of f3, that way. Okay. Now in this question, what you have to understand is ना कि ये जो 2 kilometers towards north है और ये 2 kilometers towards west है, इनका resultant कैसे दिखेगा? So suppose in one diagram, you take this as north, east, west, south. ठीक है? So the resultant of these two vectors now, the first going 2 kilometers towards north, so that is your S1. Okay, then you are going 2 kilometers towards west, so this is your S2, like this. Okay, so the resultant of these two vectors is this one. First you do this, है ना? So S1 plus S2 कितना हो जा रहा है? So you can see that this S1 plus S2, okay, it is of magnitude 2 root 2 kilometers, but its direction is towards northwest, and it's like this. This is your S1 plus S2, like this. Okay, now to this you are doing what? You are adding another vector which is S3. So अब आप क्या कर रहे हो? S1 plus S2 के साथ एक और वेक्टर ऐड कर रहे हो S3 to find out the resultant. Okay, now this S3 is vertical, whereas what is this? This is in the horizontal plane. Because the horizontal plane only is the north, south, east, west plane, ना? ये जो geographical direction है ये horizontal plane पे ना. So it's more like this, that if this is a horizontal table, imagine this is the horizontal table. So your geographical directions are lying within this. So, west and south. Okay. But your vertical is a whole different thing. The vertical thing here is the vertical is this direction. It's perpendicular to this plane only. The vertical is this. This is the vertical. So any line in the horizontal plane is perpendicular to the vertical plane. So इन दोनों के बीच angle कितना है? It is 90 degrees. Okay. So you're understanding. So this vector is perpendicular to this vector. These two are perpendicular to each other. So S1 plus S2. So now you're adding two.
What is the Mbps we said, 100 or 75?
So this is in the horizontal plane. Okay. Plus we are adding another vector which is 1 kilometer vertical. So इन दोनों के बीच angle कितना हो गया? The angle is 90 degrees. So their sum, the resultant, will be square root of 2 root 2 square plus 1 square. So that is square root of 9 or 3 kilometers. So this was a bit of a tricky question for you, okay, because this will be easier later when we understand three dimensional vectors more in detail. But इसको solve करने के लिए आपको three dimensional vectors use करने की जरूरत नहीं. You can just solve it by the method I told you. That first add the two vectors which are in the horizontal plane. So that is giving you a resultant of this one, 2 root 2. Now in this diagram if you imagine ना, ये जो vector है ये north west के direction में है, तो ये diagram अगर horizontal है, that means the screen on which I am drawing this is lying on the floor. सो वर्टिकल कौन सा डायरेक्शन है, इसके परपेंडिकुलर है, मतलब इससे बाहर आ रहा है टुवर्ड्स यू, इज कमिंग आउट परपेंडिकुलरली टुवर्ड्स यू. सो दैट वेक्टर एंड दिस वन, that 1 kilometer vector which is vertical, and this one, this vector over here, this one and that one are perpendicular to each other. So if they are perpendicular, okay, yeah, I'll do that, Devashi, don't worry. I'll send you some hints on WhatsApp, and then I will be solving exercise 1 doubts for this class in any case, in this batch in any case, and exercise 2 only thing will come after a few days, because we have to discuss many more theory things. But Devashri, for you, I will send you some hints with which you can hopefully solve the questions yourself only. Okay, so but have you understood this question first of all? Yeah, no problem beta. But have you understood in this question how I'm saying that ये जो vector है ना northwest वाला 2 root 2, this vector is perpendicular to the third vector which is vertical, because in this diagram where is the third vertical vector, it's not in the plane of the screen, it's coming out of the plane of the screen. So those two vectors are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so this is a little tricky, okay, this question. So just try to understand it from what I'm saying over here. Okay. Yeah, if you finish writing this down, you can leave. You have a class at 6 o'clock or 6:15 or something, no? You'll have class. Okay, so we'll stop here. Okay, we'll pick up the remaining questions in the next lecture. But you can also try out the remaining questions. I think couple of questions are remaining. Maybe 1 or 2 questions are remaining. So you can try them out. Okay, and also try to complete all the questions of the third worksheet. Okay, and we'll pick up the remaining part of this test paper and worksheet 3 in the next lecture. Not entire exercise 1. You can do the first. You can do the first 15 questions of exercise 1 as homework, but I'll be sending you another worksheet also. Okay, so you can do it side by side with that. Okay, so people, that's it for today's lecture, and all the best. Okay, till the next time we'll meet. So there's one question remaining in the test paper, just try it out yourself. We'll discuss in the next class again.